Republicans are evil. They hate our democracy. They hate our rights. And the number one thing that right-wingers want to do is lord power over us. And then they do that BS projection where they say, oh, the liberals just want to control your lives. We want you to get the hell out of our lives. We want you to get the hell out of our lives. We don't want you. We don't like you. We don't want your jackbooted thugs in the goddamn government controlling our bodies.
I just, in the context of COVID, this is just so ironic. We don't want your jackboot thugs in the government. We want our jackboot thugs in the government. Can we just go back to the live and let live?
No. Cenk, Ugo reacts to SCOTUS overturning Roe v. Wade.
Right.
I was just going to feel a little weird because we're both pro-choice and we're going to be laughing at someone who should be on our side, but I think is kind of ridiculous.
You did a funny thing there. You said
Yes.
Choice? Usually when people raise an octave on that last word, it denotes asking a question.
I see. I meant it in terms of, I didn't mean it in that way. We're both pro-choice. I know that you're pro-choice.
Super strong.
You know that I'm
position
pro-choice.
there.
We've talked about this. We talked about this with Joe not that long ago. We talked about this in other streams. But we also both said that we don't. You said, and I think, and I'm in the same boat. I don't have any sisters. I'm not afraid that I'm going to need an abortion anytime soon.
Really?
So I guess I'm a little selfish here in that it's not a huge issue driving my motivation for anything one way or the other.
I mean, something could happen. There could be,
I guess.
a car accident could happen in front of your house and a super hot girl could come up to the house and say,
Then I'll
listen,
put on a condom, Adam.
listen, I need to use your phone. I've been in a
I
horrible
need to use
accident.
your phone. And I also want to make sure I get an abortion before it gets outlawed. So let's get to it real quick.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know.
That could happen. That's true. You're right. Tomorrow I'm saying this. Okay. My feelings on abortion could change on a day-to-day basis depending on how hot a random person appears to me that wants to, bang and get an aborted baby after that. Okay. My opinions could completely change. In a week from now, if I come out and you see me come on stream and I'm wearing a pussy hat and I'm like, the Republicans, oh my God, they're taking all the rights away from women. You're going to know. Sitch must have bagged a hottie.
Something happened.
Something happened.
Something changed.
Yeah, something changed. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
good
that's
to know.
possible. But as of now, I'm in favor of I'm pro-choice. I think it's for the societal benefit, but I really have a strong opinion on it one way or the other.
I'm pro-freedom, and I feel like there's a strong argument to be made that there are a lot of factors that go into getting an abortion, and I don't want to restrict that.
Right.
I don't want to restrict that to a one-size-fits-all policy that the government dispenses. But at the same time, I'm uncomfortable, late-term abortion, all that kind of stuff. I don't believe life begins at conception, but I think life begins at some point along that journey. And it's a lot like, I don't necessarily know if we can call 18-year-olds adults either, okay?
Right.
But we pick 18 and we say, this is what we're doing and we're going to stick with it. 18, you're an adult, right? We need to pick some place along the line between conception and birth and say, you can't go past this. This is when it's a baby, when we start calling it a baby, whatever.
Right.
Somewhere along the line, they do start calling it a baby, right? They call it a embryo and then a fetus and then the baby, right?
Right.
You don't go in for your appointment 7 months in and they are still calling it the fetus. Maybe they do. I don't know, but
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
It's a lot of word games to try to.
There is a lot of word games, but I think it's important.
Before I forget, and because you brought it up, and this will annoy CT because it's not related to the topic at all, whatever. So I almost got hit by a car the other day.
Really?
Yes.
Anyway, now can you introduce this? Look, we're starting fresh, okay? We have to do the entire.
We're cutting back. CT has the ability. This is This is the point of non-linear editing, Adam. Okay.
We have the entire introduction to redo here.
We're not redoing shit. What are you talking about? You've added like your crying about the side quest was longer than the side quest. Anyway, let's get back to this.
All right, Cenk Uygur.
Cenk
Uygur.
Crying about overturning Roe v. Wade and not getting hit by a car. Okay, let's hit it.
This is the old school clip. I don't know what any of that means, but all right, let's hear it.
There are 5 religious zealots on the Supreme Court at a minimum, and they don't care about logic or principles or ideology.
This is, look, this is coming from a guy right now who we could ask, oh, can you define woman for us? And he would be like, oh, just keep that in mind when we're talking about logic and reason and evidence.
Well, it's also BS because I can bet you if Cenk was here, I'd say, okay, Cenk, what is the logic and reason behind the legality or the Roe v. Wade decision? What's the logic behind that? Do you think he knows the answer to that question?
Hell
do you think
no.
he knows the legal argument made?
Hell no.
No, he's a fucking shit. He's jumping into conclusions here.
Yeah. Well,
and it's
go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, and it's ridiculous because, a lot of, I think even RGB was talking about this.
Oh yes,
yes. That and I think that's cited in. I didn't get to that part in Alito's, or maybe I skimmed through it. Opinion is that a lot of people, even pro-choice people, were saying that the legal argument or legal logic in the Roe v. Wade decision was pretty weak, and was always pretty weak.
Yeah.
So
I've watched a bunch of videos on this, and I mean, they've already convinced me that the logic is just super sus. Like,
yeah, right.
Not really. I mean, this thing is held together with paper clips. So,
right.
Yeah, not solid logic. Also, the whole idea that he's opening salvo is religious zealots. Listen, dude, you can't even define woman. What the fuck? You are in a cult, okay?
Yep.
If you cannot define a woman, if you hem and haw about defining a woman, you are in a religious cult. Wake up, Cenk.
Religious zealots on the Supreme Court at a minimum, and they don't care about logic or principles or ideology or legal principles. They
legal principles. Why does it say old school?
I don't know. I've said that in the beginning. Yeah.
What is old school? Is Cenk in? I mean, I think Cenk's always been an idiot, right? So is that what they mean?
In the old school?
Cenk? Well, I mean, new school Cenk is an idiot still. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure the difference is.
How do you feel about that American flag on the Chiron? Ugh.
I mean, I don't think Cenk deserves it.
I know. He's
not
anti-American as can be.
Anti-American, yeah. Well, this is so. I hate this kind of content. I hate this kind of dumb pundit commentary where he's like, they don't care about legal principle. Okay, well then tell us, Cenk. Tell us, Cenk, what is the legal principle that is being argued here? Okay, why is the legal principle that Alito laying out wrong? Why is the legal principle laid out by Roe v. Wade correct? Tell me what the argument is. Don't just tell me these vague general bullshit descriptors or vague statements that I know you don't know the answer to.
They bad. That's the answer. They bad. They religious zealots.
Yeah. Right.
Look, this video's barely started, Sitch. Of course he's going to lay out the legal justification.
It's 5 minutes. He's not going to lay out anything except for his own triggeredness.
You could lay it out in 5 minutes. Come on, let's give him a chance. He might lay it out.
Okay, you're right. You know what? You're right.
I mean, you might have watched it. I haven't seen this video.
Okay.
I'm just assuming he lays it out.
Okay, what do you think? Do you think he's going to spend 5 minutes laying out the legal argument, or do you think he's going to spend 5 minutes trying to trigger the elephant of every pro-choice person watching this video?
All right, good. Let's figure it out. Ready?
Yes.
Swore up and down that the number one legal principle they cared most about was precedent, and they.
Wait, we gotta go back. I don't know. What the fuck he just said? He just gargled a bunch of marbles or something.
Legal principles. They all swore up and down that the number one legal principle they cared most about was precedent, and they just overturned one of the largest precedents in American history. They don't care. They're just religious fundamentalists. And
so his argument.
You keep pausing on the worst thing. You think I want to look at Cenk's tongue?
That's why not.
It's fucking no way.
My pause game is on point. Okay, you're crazy.
Cenk's tongue makes. Oh God, I'm gonna throw up. Fucking, what are you doing?
I see. Like now he's coming down to give you some kissy.
Oh, fuck, back it up again. Look at that, bitch.
Now he's looking at you to give him kissy.
That's it.
You can't win.
We have to shrink this down. We have to. This thing needs to be the size of a postage stamp.
I'm just like I just can't look.
I'm
at
too
Cenk's
triggered.
face.
I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I forgot. Oh no. So his
precedent.
So his argument is that, well, the conservatives always complain about precedent, and now they're overturning precedent, therefore they don't care about precedent. Is that a fair argument? I don't think so. I think it's a dumb fuck argument.
Is this too small? Did I make Cenk's face too small for you?
I think you made it a little too small.
This is a little
just a tiny bit too though. Yeah.
This is far more comfortable for me, okay?
Right. Because the counter argument from someone on the right would be like, well, if a Supreme Court case was made originally in error and it was based off of bullshit precedent or no precedent, then we should overturn it.
Right.
Like just because something has been based on wrong precedent for 20 or 30 years doesn't magically make it precedent that we should follow. So this is just such a terrible argument that he's
There was a lot of fucking precedent that had to be overturned when they freed the slaves, because a lot of property right precedent was kind of fucked up.
Well, to be fair, he's not saying he cares about precedent. He's saying the right wing cares about precedent. So they're violating their precedent consistency.
Okay. So basically what you're saying is Cenk doesn't care about precedent at all. He's like, precedent, fuck that.
Yeah. He's just saying the right wing are hypocrites for overturning precedent, but I don't think he understands the precedent. The precedent argument is that it has to be precedent based upon like the Constitution or whatever the core document that is being referenced is.
Yes, yeah.
Right. If it's based on bullshit precedent, which they would argue Roe v. Wade is, and I don't know enough about it to make that claim, then that doesn't violate any sort of consistent internal standard.
Isn't it funny that they made, well, no, I guess it's not funny, but they made slavery. Well, I guess slavery is in the Constitution, though. They did like the 3/5 compromise and stuff like that. So they had to amend the Constitution. Okay.
Well, slavery wasn't like in the Constitution. It doesn't. I don't think it says like you can own slaves. It doesn't. It doesn't say anything about it.
Okay.
And that's why they had to amend the Constitution. So what I was talking about with Mr. Ubercross, they had to amend the Constitution to give the government the federal government the power to outlaw the practice.
Right.
So,
all right.
The legal principles, they all swore up and down that the number one legal principle they cared most about was precedent. And they just overturned one of the largest precedents in American history. They don't care. They're just religious fundamentalists. And so they think this is a perfect opportunity to take my religious views and establish a state religion through the Supreme Court and enforce it on you. And I don't
wait, hold on. Well, I missed the part about the state religion. Where's the part in the Alito thing about a state religion?
It's not there.
I thought this was about abortion. Right.
Well, what we're saying doesn't even make any sense, because this decision, even if it like comes to pass from Alito's first draft, which again, might not be the case, but if it did, it wouldn't outlaw abortion in the country. It kicks it down to the states. It kicks it down to the states to do whatever they want.
Like I said, California is not. Like, abortion is still going to be available in California.
Right. Red states are going to start outlawing it, which I'm not in favor of, but it's not. He's acting like he's equating to this to basically the Supreme Court saying Christianity is now the state and the religion of the country. Fuck you, which that's not what's happening here.
And even if you have a religious faith that compels you to believe life begins at conception, Just because that's what you believe doesn't mean that we don't have to decide when life begins. I mean, it doesn't take that off the table. I mean, it's not really a religious question in my eyes. It is in some people's eyes. So we still have to make that decision, right?
Yeah.
So, okay.
They don't care, and they don't care how hypocritical they are. If you said to Sam Alito, okay, then give me your kidney. I can save a life with it. Give me your kidney.
What?
He'll say, no, that's me. I care about me. But women, I don't care about women at all.
What the fuck?
What is he?
Sam, okay, so
What?
Justice Alito now is a kidney thief?
Well, I'm really trying to understand the logic here.
Okay.
I have to turn in the chat for help here because I don't understand what the fuck he's saying.
He's saying he's selfish, basically.
Okay, wait, let me go back. Let's go back a second.
Alito, okay, establish a state religion through the Supreme Court and enforce it on you. And I don't care, and they don't care how hypocritical they are.
He's saying life begins at conception is being forced on everyone.
Right, yeah.
Which is not
I understand
true.
that part. Yeah.
Not true.
Not true.
If you said to Sam Alito, okay, then give me your kidney. I can save a life with it. Give me your kidney. He'll say, no, that's me. I care about me.
That's mean?
It's me.
Oh, I thought he said that's
Me.
mean. I care about me. But anyway.
I think what he's trying to say is that he's strawmanning the right argument, the right wing argument, saying if they think that you should take away a woman's right to choose to protect the life of a baby, why don't they take away your right to choose to not have, to donate an organ to someone who needs it? I think that's what he's trying to say.
Very unclear.
Which to me is a really stupid argument. Philosophy Tube made this exact argument.
Really?
There was a video that we were going to maybe cover months ago that Philosophy Tube made a long video about abortion that's basically this exact argument.
We'll lay
but
out
for
the
40
argument
minutes.
so it's comprehensible. So I can at least understand the
It
argument.
was, is it justifiable to kidnap someone to...
Oh, I get it.
To force them to give you their blood via blood transfusion to save their life.
Right.
Even if you don't want to do it.
Right.
That was essentially the argument.
Because the mother is perceived of as the hostage.
The hostage.
Keeping the baby alive.
Right. And my response to that is that's a really dumb comparison, because it's not like a mother is walking down the street and then the finger of God descends from the sky and puts a baby inside of her. Okay, she has well, assuming she wasn't raped, of course.
First
maybe you can get
take...
into the right. This is where you can get into the rape exceptions. But there are human beings making decisions that can lead to outcomes such as pregnancy. So they're assuming rape is not the case, then they have some responsibility in those outcomes.
Right.
Right.
People should be responsible for the decisions they make. If you're abducted, you're not making decisions.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what Cenk is equating it to. He's saying, well, how come you want to protect the life of a baby and a mother, but you won't sacrifice a kidney to protect someone who needs a kidney transplant? And then the response would be, well, Samuel Alito would say, well, I didn't have anything to do with that person needing a kidney. So why is that my responsibility?
Right.
So,
but the mother has something to do with the baby being
presumably, yes,
needing her assistance in coming to term.
Right.
But women, I don't care about women at all. We could just use them as chattel.
Women are chattel. This is so, I
what?
Can't. The world has gone insane, Sitch. I can't imagine.
There you go.
This is just, it's just so bizarre. It's so bizarre to me.
You don't want women to line up everywhere, to have to be chattel for men, to just women suddenly lose. Samuel Alito, in this one Supreme Court opinion, he just took all women's rights away. Now women have to wear cow costumes and walk around on all fours and they have to be bred and milked for the pleasure of all of these evil men in America.
Well, we had this conversation before about whether or not
About that?
no, about whether or not
Oh.
Cenk is obviously not. No, not about that. I mean, if we did, that would be fun. But
Well, as I said, Alito also said that all milk has to be human breast milk from now on. So I guess that all makes sense.
I thought
see
you
where
made
he's
that
going.
up.
This is all like a weird fetish for Alito, I bet.
I just we had a conversation about whether or not Cenk is for real or whether or not he knows this is all just straw man bullshit.
I see. I think he's for real. I think he's for real.
I'm not certain. I'm definitely not certain about that.
He seems so hyper crazed emotional. I don't think it's an act.
Yeah, because this is his job.
Maybe.
This is his job. He's like, I want this video to do good, and I have to be really angry for this video to do good.
Maybe. I mean, part of the problem is, yeah, maybe he's just a good actor. You know, like when I watch Alex Jones, I feel like he's acting because maybe Alex Jones has said himself, he's a little autistic, and I feel like he's not emoting properly.
Right.
So I feel like he's playing it up. But with Cenk, I don't know. It seems real to me. It seems like he's really just delusional or crazy. And I don't know. You could be right. It could be cynical. He could believe, he could be in favor of all these principles, but he's sort of twisting things around to be as hyperbolic as possible intentionally.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard for me to discern.
They'll just be incubators for us. And that's what they believe. They have no morality.
Does Cenk actually think that Republicans want women to be livestock chattel incubators? I don't know. That's a good question.
Didn't we have this talk with Kurt about Cenk? Kurt Metzger?
Well, that's right. Kurt said he thought Cenk
did.
was a liar, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And I think Kurt convinced me that this is all bullshit. Like Cenk really, he's just interested in keeping his company together. Cenk's company is based on all this clickbait bullshit nonsense.
Right.
And Cenk's company's like, they had a bunch of employees. It's such a terrible, well, I mean, he's lying basically. So fuck him. This is like karma as far as I'm concerned. But his nephew, Hassan, was at one time an employee of his. Like he was the sales guy at TYT before he ever went on camera. And now he makes, like he has 10 times the audience of TYT. That's gotta hurt.
Yes.
Can you imagine how painful that must be for Cenk?
Well, you could be right, because like if you look at the views, this video has 141,000 views.
Oh yeah.
And it kind of blows away anything they've done for
he is so stoked about this. He's like,
right,
thank God.
You could be. I wish
our company will survive.
I wish we could see dislikes again, because I'm curious as to how many of the 141,000 views are like hate views.
This whole situation, okay. The narrative that Republicans were evil, racist in a death cult was wearing off. People were starting to see through that fake news. But this comes along and all of a sudden Cenk's like, I told you so. Look, they want you. This is basically the party of the Handmaid's Tale. This is the perfect thing for them. It really is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone has the dislike viewer thing. Go open up this video and let us know how many dislikes this video has, because I'm curious.
Oh, do you think it's a lot of hate watchers?
Well, that's why I'm curious. Is the views a lot of it hate watches, or is it?
This is TYT is gonna be pumping this story up until the election. This is a new.
Oh, of course.
They just switched. Remember we were talking on the Sunday show about the narrative, and how fast the narrative switches.
I told you the narrative can switch on a fucking
no,
dime.
we got in a huge argument about it for like 45 minutes.
And
we
now
put up a
you
poll.
believe. Now you understand. Now you believe.
Well, no, I'm just saying. Listen,
Uh-huh.
I mean, I think I was on the right side of that argument. You were the one arguing that the narrative is set in stone, right? I was the one saying.
What are you talking? Wait, what is this?
I was the
Wait a minute.
I was the one saying the narrative
is history, motherfucker. I was the one that said the narrative could switch on a fucking dime.
That's what I was.
Top-down solution.
That's what I was arguing.
No, look at this. Like,
oh wait, so maybe it was just a miscommunication. Then maybe we both agreed. Maybe we both agreed that the narrative. Anyway, let's not go. Enough about the Sunday show.
Yes, we won't dive into it. I'll just say, yeah, sure, it was a misunderstanding.
This is the perfect example of how we were both right on Sunday, because the narrative has immediately switched. The new narrative has dropped. Seriously, they were thinking all the time. The narrative used to be right-wing white supremacists, Nazi racists run the Republican Party. The new narrative is Christian conservative, wanting to shove their religion down your throat Republicans run the Republican Party.
Which, to be fair, is the old narrative. So we've gone back to classic narrative. Okay?
Exactly. So we reverted back overnight. It's no more about racism. Racism, that was so yesterday. That was April. That's so April. No, this is the new narrative. Yep. And here we are. And this is the narrative that's going to be all over the Young Turks channel. I mean, until the narrative changes again. Right?
Well, you're right. And but they're also going to tie this into race. They're going to say, oh, this has a disproportionate impact of women of color. It's more difficult for them to get abortions, even though I don't know if that's actually true.
But the Republicans are already saying
the opposite.
The race argument doesn't work with them, though, because the Republicans are saying that they've kind of got a eugenics program going with the abortion stuff, which makes them look like the racists. Well, the
Republicans will say that, but it's not going to persuade people who are pro-choice at all.
Right.
Because the Democrats and the left will still make the argument that this disproportionately affects, poor Black communities that, would have to drive out of state to get abortions, blah, 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 blah. And then the right would say, well, no,
you're right.
You're creating a massive eugenics program like the person who founded, I know all these arguments, the person that founded, abortions and Planned Parenthood.
So that, but they're
hated Black people, blah, blah, blah.
So they're still going to keep, so the race argument is still going to be in play.
Yeah, it'll still be part of it, but it will be not as important.
Not as effective as the religious argument.
The religious right striketh again. Yes.
Right.
So thank you, chat. People looked up. They said that it's got about 9.2 thousand likes and 7,000 dislikes.
Okay, so it's hate watchers.
So yeah, you got a 45% dislike ratio. So thank you. That's pretty bad.
Listen, Cenk doesn't care either way. You're watching his ads. He loves it. Right. Just come over here, dislike my video.
Yep.
They're not going to do the right thing. Look, this is another thing where, like, Democrats did unilateral surrender, disarmament. So Republicans.
Follow along, Sitch. Democrats did unilateral disarmament. What's so hard to understand?
Is he saying that, like, the Democrats should have violated the law to prevent the Supreme Court justices from going on the court, or is he saying that the Democrats should have packed the court when Biden was president? Because that's the only thing they could have done.
I guess he's going to tell us right now.
I don't think he does.
Republicans said, and this goes to a point Rick was making earlier as well. Republicans said,
"Who the fuck is Rick? I don't watch your fucking channel."
You don't know who Rick is?
No.
Rick. He's a good guy. He does the lights.
When was earlier? I just started this video. What the fuck are you talking about? There was no. I don't remember a Rick at the beginning, Sitch.
Are you saying that TYT should have Family Guy cutaways whenever they mention something?
Who is Rick?
Rick is Rick. What do you mean?
You guys are immoral. Throughout my entire life, they said Democrats are immoral. That's a heavy charge. that we're bad people, we're evil people.
Well, you're baby killers, for heaven's sakes. What the fuck?
Well,
Well,
this was so funny. It's like, that's true. There was this, the right saying the left is immoral, moral, moral, and the left is saying the right is immoral, moral, moral. Like that's just what everyone does. They call their side evil devils that are wicked and immoral.
You're literally pedo apologists. I mean, what the fuck? What do you expect? You can't be a baby killing pedo apologist.
Okay. I see. You're hyperbolizing the right wing straw man on the left.
Am I?
Well, I'm assuming you don't agree with calling people on the left baby killing pedo apologists.
I'm down with the baby killer term now. I feel
right.
I mean,
I see.
I listened to Ben Shapiro and he only said it like 185 times. So I figured the baby killer thing is here to stay. It's baby killer. You thought groomer was bad. Oh my God. Like the baby killer.
We got groomer, we got baby killer.
Right.
You're right. I think they should just embrace it.
Yeah.
I think we need to kill more people, honestly. I think we don't kill enough people. We have too many people.
Get ready for the okay groomer meme.
Listen, I'm gonna come out here, okay? I'm not pro-choice anymore. I'm pro-abortion. Okay. I think we need more abortion. I think abortion should extend to a month after pregnancy.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You mean a month after birth?
Yes. Yeah. Well, actually, you know what? No. How about 18 years? Okay. 18 years after birth, you can still abort the baby. How about that?
Listen.
I mean, listen, you got these mouthy teenagers running around thinking that they're hot shit. But would they feel that way if they knew that they could aborted at any second? No, they have respect for their parents. We need to instill respect and fear in children for their parents again. And what better way than the threat of abortion?
Yeah, parenthood should be opt-in. They should have to sign a document once a year that they want to continue the relationship.
Yes. I like that. Every year on the kid's birthday, it's like, let me look at the document. I don't know, Jimmy, you were kind of an asshole this year. You kept shutting the door in my face and saying, God, you just were on your phone all the time at the dinner table. I don't know, man.
We might have to visit the abortion doctor later today.
We might have to opt out of this, this relationship here.
Oh, man. This is not good. I can see us getting in all kinds of trouble over this.
This is the most based take ever. Okay.
Go baby killing 2024.
There you go.
And did the Democrats ever counter? No. They just said, "Oh, please apologize."
What?
I mean, I want to curse.
I know. Oh, he's trying not to curse.
What is he talking about?
He can't even curse. We have to back it up. I can't believe we're only a minute. This video is going to be like an hour long, Sitch.
I know. The counter was you're amoral racist.
Right.
Sexist, transphobes. What the fuck's
I backed it up a little bit here.
Rick was making earlier as well.
Rick, fuck you. I don't know who you are.
Rick.
Republicans said, you guys are immoral. Throughout my entire life, they said Democrats are immoral. That's a heavy charge. That we're bad people, we're evil people, right?
See, he doesn't like being called a baby killer. Okay, got it?
Right. So he's going to call them evil.
Did the Democrats ever counter? No.
Yes, they called them Nazis. What the fuck are you talking about? What? They did counter.
Yeah. The beginning of this video is him calling them Christian zealots who don't care about the law.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you call them Nazi, racist, transphobe, homophobes. I mean, that's a new thing. Yes, you have been countering.
Where the fuck was he for the 4 years of Trump?
Not only that, the other video, remember the other video that we were going to watch?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that video calling them homophobe, transphobe, or racist?
Well, to be fair, he's not saying he doesn't call them that. He's saying like the Democrats don't call them that.
What? Laugh?
He's saying, I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, it's
Lamau.
Where was he for 4 years of the entirety of Trump? There wasn't a lot of the left trying to apologize or softball to the right saying, stop being mean to us. There's a lot of you're a racist, white nationalist bigot talk. So I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, you don't like us teaching your kids that all white people are oppressors? You racist? Come on.
They just said, oh, please apologize. I mean, I want to curse so bad, and I will in the next episode when we're allowed. But
What a fucking soy.
Well,
What a,
and it's funny.
what a soy,
It's so
what a
funny.
soy check.
This is part of where I love the horseshoe, because you can delve into certain right-wing bubbles, and you literally hear the same talking point. The Republicans, they never fight back against the Democrats.
Oh, I
All I do
know.
is apologize.
I
I'm like,
know.
what the fuck are these people? Like, what reality do these people? I guess it's they perceive anything less than their political candidate beating to death their political
Right.
opponent as like apologizing. You know?
Right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you didn't kill them in a duel. You didn't challenge them to a duel and shoot them in the middle of Congress. So, you're just apologizing.
Yeah. You didn't arrest Hillary Clinton. Apologist.
Yeah, you didn't storm the Hillary compound to save the pizza children that are locked in the basement. Okay, so obviously you're an apologist for pedophilia.
Knock it off.
So what was abortion? Abortion was a way of getting people to think they're harming your kids.
I want to be clear. That is Cenk hitting the microphone. That's not us. Okay.
Right.
Cenk Uger,
Is he doing that?
That's not me.
Oh, that must be the old school.
That is
old school. I'm going to hit my microphone.
Yeah. Cenk can see his microphone he's so angry. He keeps hitting his microphone every 10 seconds.
Okay. Kids, and they're harming them, right? What's QAnon? They're harming your kids. It's the same thing. Oh, and then QAnon added, not only are they molesting them and then killing them, but they're drinking their blood. They're drinking their blood. What is that? That's blood libel. It's been around for millennium, used mainly against Jews.
What is blood libel?
Is
that real?
Well, yeah. I'm trying to remember. There was like this weird myth. I have to look it up because I don't remember.
Is this true?
Well, I don't know if this is what
right
blood libel means. I know there was a weird myth for Passover. There was this weird myth that because when I talked about the Passover story, the 10th plague comes, they're going to kill all the firstborn Egyptian babies, and the Jews painted lamb's blood on the door to notify the spirit of death that they were Jews and not to kill their baby. And so there was this weird myth that was kind of spread in Europe that during Passover, Jews would kidnap Christian babies and kill them and put their, eat their blood or put their blood on their doors or some fucking crazy shit. And I think that's what blood libel refers to. And that's what Cenk is referring to. I don't know what this has to do with abortion, but I feel like we've gone way off topic here. I'm not sure where he's going with all of this, but.
Oh, he's saying that all of this is wrapped up in a core argument that the right makes.
That they're protecting children.
That they're protecting children.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
That's their thing.
Gotcha.
That's how they create the moral panic. They make
that is true. That is the right's argument, is that we're protecting children.
Well,
that's not untrue. But
this is coming from the guy who probably wants CRT taught in school and
but
gender ideology taught in grade school.
If we're to dumb down the political narratives on the sides here, it's like the left argument is we're protecting oppressed people, especially oppressed minorities, and the right's argument is we're protecting the children.
Well, and tradition.
Right, but usually it's always phrased in we're protecting your children being indoctrinated away from the tradition. That's where a lot of where they're transing your kids argument. It's all focused around this, your child is going to be transformed away from tradition to whatever this thing is.
Tradition, saving tradition is a lot involved in the children and education.
Yes.
So now 52% of Republicans, guys, this is a real number. It's not theoretical. It's a real number. 52% of Republicans believe that Democratic leaders are in a child sex trafficking ring. Literally, that they're all pedophiles and they're all kidnapping kids.
I can't believe they've fallen into this trap. Because if you spent 5 minutes on the Libs of TikTok Twitter page, you would completely be convinced of this.
Sure, right. But that is a carefully cultivated stream of shittiness.
Yeah, correct. But at the same time,
okay, let me bring up this. That's pretty depressing if that's the case.
How are people falling into this trap?
Well, That's, as you
Where-
said, they
where is
watch
it-
the libs of TikTok,
Where
and they think that's indicative of everything.
Where is the left wing version of the libs of TikTok where they show right wingers doing super racist shit, you know, and posting it on social media?
It's called the news, Adam. I don't know what you're talking about.
Really? What?
Yeah, of course.
I
What do
mean,
you
that's the left wing
That's their
perspective
version,
of
right?
it, but
Yeah.
there is no left wing version of the libs of TikTok because their narrative doesn't exist. And right wingers are not, you know, if right wingers are racist, they're not playing into that narrative by opening up a libs of TikTok account and letting all their racist letting their racist freak flag fly.
Right. Wait a minute. I think this might be a mutant statistic.
What does that mean?
A mutant statistic is when there's like a statistic that's based off of something, but it gets slightly changed. So the classic example is someone said crime doubles in New York every year since 1980. And then you run the number, you say that's impossible because then you have like, 1,000, everyone would be a criminal.
Right.
And the statistic was no, crime since 1980 has doubled, but a slight, changing of the words. Because I'm looking at the poll. The poll doesn't say that 52% of Republicans believe Democrats are involved in pedo cabals. That's not what the poll says. The question was, Americans who say they think that top Democrats are involved in elite sex trafficking rings. Do you think the following statements are true or not? Top Democrats are involved in elite child sex trafficking rings. It says 60% of the people that said yes are conservatives. That doesn't mean that 60% of conservatives said yes.
Right. Oh, that is a hugely different number.
Right. So now I'm curious as to whether this statistic is actually true and where this information is coming from.
Well, it has to be. TYT would never share fake news. I mean, that would never happen. Cenk Uygur spout a statistic that's untrue.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so there's a Vice art. I don't know if the Vice is correct. There's a Vice article about the poll, and they claim that it said 30% of respondents said they thought top Democrats are involved in elite child sex trafficking rings, not 52% or whatever number he said, 30%.
Right.
So that
30% of respondents said that, and 62% of those people were conservatives.
Yes.
So that's
60% are conservatives.
That's an even smaller number then, because all the
What do you
respondents might not have been conservative. So 30% of the people in the poll.
Yeah. True.
I mean, it's an even smaller number.
Well, but there are people who self-identify as conservative. Maybe they self-identify as, I mean, who knows what they self-identify as, but
They got to do the cross-reference on that.
only 66% of people, this is kind of it. I mean, this is interesting. It says only 66% of people who thought that Democrats are involved in pedo rings have a favorable view of QAnon. So that means 34% have a negative view of QAnon, but also still think that there's like weirdo pedo rings going on here. Only 52% were Donald Trump voters. Interesting. Well, there you go.
What a crazy poll.
What a crazy poll. I'm beginning to believe more and more every day the Scott Adams principle that you can get a third of the country to say anything on any poll.
Yeah, if you word the question correctly. That question was worded particularly bad because involved, I mean, could just mean, they have donors that give them money.
That is, yeah, what does that, yeah, it's a good point. What does that actually mean?
Involved means they're not making legislation that makes it illegal that somehow implicates them.
The question was, do you think the following statement is true or not true? Top Democrats are involved in elite child sex trafficking rings.
Yeah. If they're not policing them, they are definitely involved.
Right. Yeah. What does that mean?
I think they're involved, and I'm very reasonable. Because the fact that they let them exist at all without the fact that they don't have legislation on the table right now making them illegal implicates them. That's my argument. I think that's a good argument. They're involved.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Of course, elite Of course, child sex trafficking rings are illegal. What are you fucking talking about?
Well, they're not enforcing it then. So
Says
that's
who?
their
What do you mean?
involvement.
What are
Their
you talking
involvement.
about?
They
Of
aren't
course they're
hiring
forcing
enough.
it.
They aren't hiring enough law enforcement to make it non-existent.
I think it's a bad argument. I don't know how much. I don't know what the rates of child sex
My
trafficking rings are.
point
Okay.
is that the question is worded
Mhm.
so somebody can always think of an argument to implicate them,
I see.
regardless
So-
of what. I mean, like Cenk will say that means they believe that they're literally, trafficking their own children. Like,
Mhm. Well, it's interesting because when you look at the numbers, the largest response, 47% of people responded, said they're not sure. They didn't say no or true. They just said, I don't fucking know.
well, I don't know either.
Which I guess is a good answer because I don't fucking know. And here's problem too. I would have been very curious. They should have asked both. They should have said, do you think top Democrats are involved in elite child sex trafficking? Do you think top Republicans are involved? To see if there's an actual difference between the polling numbers, or would it be almost the same?
It's a partisan poll if they didn't ask both. Why
They didn't ask.
Yeah,
No.
obviously
No.
they're after.
Well, no, it's not part. It's because it's asking specifically about QAnon theories.
Oh, okay.
And so that's the QAnon theory.
There's not QAnon people on the left.
I guess not.
There's no QAnon commies.
I guess not. Because the previous question before that is, do you think vaccines have been shown to cause autism? So it's all like they asked they asked 1,400 people these questions. So that's the sample size here. Not a great poll. I'd be interested to see it reproduced in other ways before I gave a lot of weight to it, but
This is Cenk's central argument, so you have to accept the poll.
right. I don't know where he got that 52% number from. He just kind of plucked that out of the air, but okay.
Oh, yeah.
And using them for sex. That's a majority of the Republicans in the country. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
See? Oh, this is great. This is great. 52% of the Republican Party is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
There you go. There you go.
This is the argument that Cenk is making. The man who cannot define what a woman is.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But this is why, I love the there's lies. Was it there lies? Dirty
Damn
lies
and statistics.
damn lies. Yeah, the lies, damn lies, and statistics. It's because it's very easy for people to kind of interpret statistics in very incorrect ways. So you have to be careful.
See, that's a perfect screen cap there of Cenk.
You don't want the one of him pointing to his head?
My
He's saying
pause
cuckoo.
game is on. Look, he looks insane. Bug-eyed Cenk.
Cocoa Puffs, that's a good one. Cocoa Puffs.
That actually isn't bad.
No, they're literally insane, okay? And 30% of independents believe the same thing. No, we're in super dark times.
Dark time.
So there is no bottom to this barrel. Once, if Trump wins, there is no way he is going to leave office democratically. No.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Oh, my
Shit.
God.
Sitch.
Wow.
He just pulled out his fucking Tim Pool beanie.
He
and
did.
said, take this.
He
Tim
did.
Pool Civil War.
He upped the ante. Yeah.
It's over.
It's over.
It's over. Despotism. He's going to be having dinner with Putin in the Oval Office.
Mm-hmm.
Never leaving.
No way. There's a 0% chance of that. Zero.
Where'd you get
First of all,
that? Where'd you get the 0% from? What poll was that in?
I don't know. I mean, this is the grand conspiracy. Cenk is sitting there. He's got the cork board with all the red string, and he's connecting all the dots. Only the dots are, the political talking points. Trump. He's like, how can I make this Trump bad and is a threat to democracy? Oh, I know. But there's another interesting thing about this poll too. It says they asked more self-identified independent people than Republicans.
Since you have to screen cap this. Oh, maybe I can do it.
You can do it. But isn't that?
Oh my
Oh,
God.
you have a different screen than I do, so that's good. Yeah.
Oh my God. This is like he looks insane.
No, but see, this makes me. I'm curious as to sample size for the poll now, because I thought it's something like 40% of the country is Democrat, 40% of the country is Republican, and then like 20%, some tiny minority is independent, or even less than that. Maybe it's like 10% or something is independent, and yet this poll somehow asked more independents than Republicans about this question.
Well, I guess you can see it through the other window.
I can see it through the app.
I brought up the
He's too enamored with the
brought up the insane jank feed.
He's too enamored with the screenshot, but
oh, this is like, come on, I'm the clickbait king. This is the best thumbnail ever. Look at this. He looks like a devil worshiper.
Do you have the picture of Cenk where you like added him screaming into his own eyes?
Oh, I think I do. Yeah.
So you can make a new version of that with it actually just kind of looks high in this picture that you take.
You just think it's just stoned?
Right. He kind of looks he looks pretty stoned. He looks pretty stoned.
I think he looks like he might be in a child sex trafficking ring. This is not good.
Okay.
The gloves are coming off in this. Literally, it's baby killers versus pedos now.
That's right. There is no Pepe
Oh,
Solo.
wait.
That's right.
The baby killers are the pedos. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? They're not getting it. Democrats are not getting it. And they're never going to get it. Their job is to get their asses handed to them by Republicans.
Look, he's been yelling so much that his voice is gone.
I'm assuming he's sick or something independently of this, but
I'm coughing up a storm right now, but it's because I was laughing my ass off. I laughed so hard I like choked. Something went down the wrong pipe.
Is Cenk laying out the conspiracy theory that there's some sort of cabal of right wingers that control everything? The Democrats are really like a shadow false flag organization to pretend they're providing opposition to Republicans, but they aren't really. Is that the argument being levied here?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
You unearthed it.
It's so funny because it's literally the exact opposite of the same argument that the crazy right wing Cenks make, only the inverse of that.
Yeah.
Literally the same fucking argument.
Birds of a feather.
Oh.
So did they counter? No, I'll counter. The Republicans are evil.
Ooh, evil.
They want to use women for their bodies. They don't care about women. If you're a woman and you're voting for Republicans, you should have your head examined. You're a lunatic.
That's so bad because, I mean, there are so many Republican women.
No.
There's a lot of women that are against abortion, obviously.
I've never heard a Democrat ever before Cenk. So Cenk is such a brave and bold. We should all applaud Cenk for his bravery here. Okay. I've never heard a Democrat ever call a Republican evil in my life. They've all been too afraid to call Republicans evil until Cenk so bravely stood on his platform and called Republicans evil. Wow. We should really commend this bold, brave act on Cenk.
I hear them. They do that all the time.
No, Adam, no. You're wrong. That doesn't happen. That's fake. That's never happened before. Until Cenk so graciously,
like
so boldly.
times a video.
No. I'm not talking about Cenk. I'm talking about like Democrats, Democratic politicians, Democrat pundits in the media.
Right.
Besides Cenk Uygur, none of them have been so bold to ever call Republicans evil. Never. I've never heard that before in my entire life.
Let's look up AOC's Twitter timeline. I feel like she does this on the reg.
Don't do it.
AOC Republicans evil.
No. Don't do it.
You're purposely giving away your rights, and you'll lose them all. And then afterwards, you'll say, "Oh, where did my rights go?" Well, we warned you, and we warned you, and we warned you. But no, you're going to give them away. Gay people, those people before last episode, we were joking about the Dave Rubins and et cetera. But Peter Thiel's the one that's financing all of them.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to take away your rights, you moron. You think you're so goddamn smart because you have billions of dollars? Peter Thiel now openly rooting for a dictator. You think a dictator?
This is getting dark, Sitch.
What is he talking about with Peter Thiel? Who's Peter Thiel rooting for? What is this in reference to?
Trump, maybe. Is Peter Thiel for DeSantis or Trump?
I mean, I've lost basically most respect for Peter Thiel and JD Vance when I found out they're fucking Molebug simps.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
No, they've referenced Molebug?
They don't reference Molebug. They host the Dissident Right Molebug conference every year.
No, you're kidding me.
I'm not kidding you.
Really?
Yep. Isn't that depressing?
DeSantis does that?
No, Peter Thiel
Okay.
and JD Vance do that.
Yeah, JD Vance, I guess, is off the Christmas list.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. JD
Yep,
Vance
yep,
has
yep.
one policy that I like, but
What's that?
he wants to give people who have kids extra votes. Vote for the kids. You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's his policy.
He wants to do the Adam friended give votes to children. No, he wants to give votes to parents for having children.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. That's
So,
a terrible idea.
Instead of disenfranchising
My God.
the
that's such a
little
bad idea.
children, you let the parents vote for them until they turn 18.
This is a great idea. Let's give extra votes to people based on having children and then take away abortion and then cut welfare. This isn't going to lead us down bad.
It's principles, Sitch. You gotta have principles.
Okay, it's the principles. Okay,
Sooner or later, you can't disenfranchise Americans. Okay,
right.
those babies are Americans.
Well, it will
Americanism begins at conception, Sitch. You know this.
Okay, it will be very interesting to see if we have an extended period of time, like 20, 30 years, where it's legal for abortions in blue states and illegal in red states. You'll get a lot of very interesting data to see how that plays out economically and culturally after like a generation or two.
Right.
So we'll see. That'd be very interesting.
Dictator's gonna listen to you, you idiot.
I can't fucking take this seriously. This is what politics has been reduced to, Sitch.
If we were like had those annoying donation sounds, this is like a gold mine for donations.
No.
Idiot! I should clip some of these sounds and put them on a soundboard. You idiot!
You idiot.
That's a good one.
They're gonna take all your rights away from you.
You idiot!
You think you're so goddamn smart?
You think you're so goddamn smart? Oh my God, this is a great soundboard up there.
Because you have billions of dollars. Peter Thiel now openly rooting for a dictator. You think a dictator's gonna listen to you, you idiot?
You idiot!
Why is he saying he's openly rooting for a dictator? Is that
I don't know
because
what
of
he's
his
talking about.
Molebug shit? I wonder.
I don't think he knows about that. I'm assuming he's talking about.
I mean, you're
Trump
saying
he's.
I mean, if he's a Molebug simp, he is actively.
I guess that's true. That is so. I guess Cenk accidentally stumbled upon maybe some kind of truth.
Not
there.
that he knows that, but
Yeah, not that I'm assuming he's talking about Trump or something, but I'm not sure what he's referring to specifically.
Oh my God.
First thing he's gonna do is bash gay people. And you're gonna
He
say,
is gay.
I have a lot of money.
Oh.
And you know what he's gonna say? Just like
What? Peter Thiel is gay. What the fuck is he talking about?
He's saying Peter Thiel is going to back a dictator who's going to turn around and then bash gay people.
Oh, bash Peter Thiel after he backs him?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. That doesn't
I
make
don't
a
know
lot
about
of
that
sense.
either. No.
like Putin does right now in Russia. No, you don't. I just took your money. What are you gonna do? I'm a dictator.
Oh, okay. He's saying he's going to do. Okay.
He's
saying Trump is going to be elected and then just take Peter Thiel's money
right
and incarcerate him.
This is why people hate the Young Turks. Okay, it's like we've gone from the Supreme Court following the law. First of all, we don't even know how this opinion is going to come out the way it comes out. This is a leak of a first draft of an opinion. Okay, who knows what's going to come out? Next month or 2 months from now, whenever this opinion actually officially comes out. But but assuming this first draft is an accurate representation of the opinion, you have the Supreme Court following the legal Constitution, following the legal precedent set forward, covers a case, They come to a decision that people, even who are pro-choice, a lot of agree with on legal grounds. And this somehow gets transformed into a dictator is going to come into your country and take away all your money and kill you.
I know.
Like, it's totally insane. It's totally this. He is like right-wing Alex Jones times 1,000 at this moment right now.
He wishes he had Alex Jones's bank account. That's why he's doing this shit.
You're right.
He's like, I need to get my shit. My company's collapsing here. I'm not getting the kind of shares on YouTube I used to. People have seen through my grift.
Well, it's just annoying because I hate these doomsayers, because it's like, how many times do the doomsayers have to make the doomsaying predictions, and they're always wrong. They're always wrong on both sides, on the left and right. They say, oh, this thing's gonna happen in a year from now. The dictator's coming. You know, after COVID, the dictator's coming. After Trump, the dictator's coming. We've heard this like a million times, and then the dictator never fucking comes. And
well, because
they just keep on chugging. No one says, "Oh, I'm not gonna listen to you anymore, you fucking idiot."
We had the best dictator stress test in January 2020, right? I mean, yeah, January 6th was a
January 6th.
That was the stress test,
right?
We talked about it. We followed it on the show. Yeah.
And guess what? Everything went according to legal principle and was fine.
Right. Yeah. People are still giving Trump a hard time for that shit. Remember Mitch McConnell got out on the Senate? Mitch McConnell. Yep. The fucking crypt keeper. Nobody likes Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell stepped in and stood up for law and order and castigated Trump.
Yes.
Look at that. Right now, Cenk should be sucking Mitch McConnell's dick, and he's not fucking doing it. He's out here making people crazy.
At least on that front, there's been a lot of walkback. Now that the incident is over.
Oh yeah, Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, I'm on everyone on the right.
Mitch McConnell also.
Yeah.
I mean, if Trump wins the nomination, Mitch McConnell's gonna be right in it.
Oh, can you put my wife back in your cabinet? Remember what I said on January 6th? That I was just joking. That was just a joke. Can my wife be back in the cabinet again, please?
Can Trump run? If Trump wins in 2024, can he run for another 2 terms, or is he just one and done?
No, it's not. This isn't Russia, Adam. You can't run infinitely as long as it's not consecutive.
Okay.
Just 2 terms, period.
Right. Putin has done this. Putin has been like, okay, now I'm not president. Now I'm chief of staff.
Minister.
Yeah, prime minister. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually, and then he abolished that. He's like, nah, I'm just gonna be president forever now.
Right. He's like, this prime minister job, now that I've had it for a couple of years, doesn't seem that important. I'm going back to being president.
Well, it was really like, oh, when I was prime minister, you let the U.S. kill Gaddafi, so I'm never gonna let that happen again.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it was all about the Libya involvement that triggered him. So.
I brought up a picture of AOC because Cenk was having the AOC energy.
This the crazy eyes.
Yeah, totally.
The crazy eyes.
Didn't Cenk discover AOC? I think he did.
Doesn't he look like a gerbil? And this is a good pause. He's like got the gerbil face going on.
He's very angry. Look, the
angry gerbil face.
This is the Democrats are simultaneous. All of them are doing the "you've gone too far" thing.
Yes.
Of course. This is the analogy right here. They were fucking around with critical race theory, groomers in elementary school, and the Republicans just came out and captured their fucking flag, man.
Yeah, exactly. Democrats are out here wasting their time with CRT and all this other shit. Republicans snuck around the back and stole their flag.
They're talking about women. They're talking about trans women in sports.
Yep.
And fucking the Republicans just came out and pants their fucking asses. They're sitting in front of the podium, dick flying around in the wind. Look at you, Cenk.
Yep, should have watched your flank, guys.
Look at you,
Watch your flank.
How do you feel? Talk to me about.
That's why he's so triggered.
Talk to
'Cause
me
he's got
about white
pants.
privilege for a second here, Cenk. Let's hear. What do you think about trans women in sports? Talk to me about that for a second. What's your opinion on that?
Yep.
Well, it's not really going to affect that many women.
Well, listen, this is all one woman's fault. You understand that, right?
Oh, who's that?
It's all Ruth Bader Ginsburg's fault. She should have fucking dipped out of the Supreme Court
Oh,
before
really?
she died. People were like, "You're getting old. Why you should dip out?" She's like, "Fuck you." And she dies.
Oh,
Trump's
yeah,
president.
you're right. She died in office while Trump was president. You're right. You're
Because
totally
if she
right.
because people, I remember when Obama was president, they're like, "You should really dip out now so Obama can
Replace
select
you.
someone." And she's like, "No."
How ironic is it that it's a woman's fault? Yeah, have I told you how the Arab Spring began?
Because it's interesting, because if she had dipped out when, assuming the Democrats control the Senate, so that they would have had, because Mitch McConnell jacked Obama from his last appointment, it
Yeah.
would have been, still would have been 5-4 Republican, but the 5 would have been Roberts, and the speculation is Roberts is siding with the liberals in the court against this. So
They hate Roberts. The conservatives hate Roberts. Roberts was a W appointee, right?
That was a W appointment, yeah.
Right.
Well, I think they loved him until he sided with Obamacare. And then
and he's Chief Justice, so he cares more about the institution than anyone else, I think.
Yeah, in the process.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
All right, this is good. Cenk is losing his
He's got the FBI involved, though. They're going to ferret out the leaker.
Really? Of course they are. Of course.
Big deal. It's a big deal.
I can't wait till the leaker coming to light. Oh, that's going to be so interesting.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. They're going to have blue hair.
There's an article in Vanity Fair talking about the new right funded by Peter Thiel. They are openly saying they want a dictator.
See,
okay, I guess he does know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Did you read this article?
I did, but I didn't realize Cenk read this article.
This is how you found out that he's a mole bug person.
I'm trying. I don't know if it was it a Vanity Fair article?
Well, now we're fucked. We agree with Cenk. Fuck this
shit.
End of video, guys. We gotta log off.
I know.
The streams have been crossed. The singularity is here.
I don't know if it was I hope it wasn't the same article. Inside the I don't think it was. No, because the article I read was an old article. This is a new article.
Right.
Inside the new right, where Peter Thiel is placing his biggest bets. No, this is a different article, but it's about the same concept, I assume. So interesting.
They're openly saying it. That's what's happening next, Rick. Because the Republicans are evil. They hate our democracy. They hate our rights. And the number one thing that right-wingers want to do is lord power over us.
It's coming from someone who, is policing, so much of the public discourse. This is just fucking rich.
Yeah. Well, and also it's not fair. I mean, I haven't read the article he's read, so I don't know how it conceptualizes it. But like the dissident right, neo-reactionary people
have no.
I mean, they're not really big fans of Republicans either. So,
yeah.
Like it's not fair to label all of those people like the monarchist as Republicans. Like 99% of Republicans in America are not pro-monarchy.
Right. Yeah.
That's not a fair conception at all to the Republican Party.
Yeah.
So it's annoying. He even takes this information and he uses it, in a dishonest manner.
Neo-reactionaries are not conservative by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, they consider themselves conservative. They just consider conservatives in America as like fake conservatives.
Well, I mean, the
definitions game. I understand that, but
I would say free speech is kind of a American tradition, and they're like, no. We have to go back to before free speech.
We have to return to monkey, Adam. I don't know if you know this. Okay,
yes.
Things we eat. Listen, you know what the neo-reaction is, Adam.
What?
You know what it is?
What?
It's your favorite short.
Oh yeah, let's not talk about it.
We should talk about what's it called?
No more side quests.
BS projection.
No, hey, wait,
where they
wait a
say,
minute.
"Oh, the liberals just
Wait
want
a
to control
minute.
your lives."
No, no, no.
We want you
You're
to
not
get the
getting away
hell out
from
of
this
our
one.
lives.
No,
We
no,
want you to
no.
get the hell out of.
No, no, no.
Come on,
The
Cenk's
dissident-
having a rant.
The dissident right at him is Zima Blue.
It is, yeah.
Yes.
Zima Blue.
Zima Blue.
Look at this. He wants to rub it in my face when we're
I
having
know. I
a-
want to. I
we're
feel
having
bad.
an amazing
I
rant.
want to feel bad. I've destroyed Zima Blue for Adam. I took
You've
away
destroyed
something beautiful.
First you took Batman. Now you want to now you want to rub Zima Blue in my face. This is terrible.
Sitch, the destroyer.
You're like 2001 A Space Odyssey. Gone.
At least I
Watchmen.
replaced that with the book.
The Watchmen movie. Gone.
Okay, Watchmen.
Batman. Gone.
Not my Zima Blue Sitch. No.
No, is anything sacred to you, Sitch?
Sitch is like, look at the Zima Blue, Adam. You know this is just Mobug. This is just meant just Mo. This is Return to Monkeys. Adam,
They
this is what
fucked
Zima
up.
Blue is.
They totally fucked up. They fucked up. They did. They fucked up. Yeah, I agree. So evil.
Okay, we'll go back to Cenk.
Republicans are evil. They hate our democracy. They hate our rights. And the number one thing that right wingers want to do is lord power over us. And then they do that BS projection where they say, "Oh, the liberals just want to control your lives." We want you to get the hell out of our lives. We want you to get the hell out of our lives. We don't want you. We don't like you. We don't want your jackbooted thugs in the goddamn government controlling our bodies.
I just in the context of COVID, this is just so ironic. The whole I'm sure Cenk was for mask mandates and stay home and get your shot and your booster, and now he's coming out with this. We don't want your jackboot thugs in the government. We want our jackboot thugs in the government.
Yep.
So, can we just go back to the live and let live? I
No. No.
I really wish we could.
This is so hilarious coming from him. Like there's just the irony here.
I know. There's,
Off the charts irony.
we're gonna need a bigger irony tank.
We need a bigger iron board for this.
But what are they going to do? That's exactly what they're doing on Roe v. Wade and on everything else. We're lambs to the slaughter because our leadership is pathetic.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks.
It's so bad. He rolls into the thanks for watching the Young Turks. Sign up.
It's really appreciated. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships.
The contrast.
Oh, look at that fucking. Hold on, let me screen cap that. Hold on, don't do anything.
There's your screen grab.
Where the fuck is my screen cap? This one's amazing. He's insane. Holy shit. Holy shit.
You want to take away everything and leave you with nothing.
Okay, I got it.
Government controlling our bodies. But what are they going to do? That's exactly what they're doing on Roe v. Wade and on everything else. We're lambs to the slaughter because our leadership is pathetic.
Thanks for watching the Young
Thanks
Turks.
for
Really
watching the
appreciate
Young
it.
Turks.
Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis.
No, I want to hear about the live chat emojis. Come on, Sitch. What are you doing?
You're all gonna die. Lambs to slaughter. The apocalypse is coming. You watch. Next year, we're all gonna be living under the jackboot thug boots of Nazi Trump. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel and give us money.
The best way to support the channel is through channel memberships.
Don't you want to have amazing animated GIF emojis while I talk about how the authoritarian regime is going to take over your life? Of course you do.
Oh man, something's got to give here.
God, This is beautiful. This is so beautiful. This is like you couldn't write this as a parody writer to be this funny.
That's pretty good.
Well, that was good. I like that. Okay, that was fun. I'm glad we watched that video.
Hi, you just listened to a clip from the Sitch and Adams show. If you like what you heard, you can listen to our live show right here on this channel on Sunday, starting at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And if you want, you can super chat us. We read $20 and up super chats on the show and then do a follow-up stream on the following Tuesday where we read the rest of the unread super chats and interact with fans of the show. Subscribe to this channel right here to listen to the live show or to listen to more of our awesome clips.